Welcome to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video I'm going to be showing you a project I am currently working on. It is for a bead along at Seed Beads and More Facebook page. It is Your Local Weather portrayed in beads. Last year when I did this bead along, I used my faceted beads to create a simple doily. This year I wanted to do something different, and I had been working on a doily scarf necklace. So that gave me the idea, and here is my current weather doily scarf necklace through February 9th of 2019. You can learn more about my doily scarf necklaces at this URL. Now for this pattern, or piece, I made a simple pattern. Here we have the highs and the lows. Each doily consists of 5 days. My plan is to do January through June on the first row. And then I'm going to do July through December on the second row. And what I'll do is I'll go down and then I will head back up from the bottom of the first row and go back up to the top. Here are the colors that I am using in my current piece. These are for the 8/0 seed beads. For the video, I'm going to be using my faceted beads because they're a little bigger. I thought it would make it easier for you to see what I am doing. And I get my temperatures off of AccuWeather. All you have to do is enter your city and state, and then it will pull up a list of the highs and lows for each day. Here we have January. So let us begin. Now when I do this piece, I like to tie my knot in the top. So what I do is I always add the highs first. So I add 3 for the high of the day and 3 for the low of the day. So this circle is 1 day. So for day 1 here we have 50 and 20. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I'll need 3 of the 50. And then I'll need 3 for the low, which is 20. And then I tie a knot. With the monofilament, I like to do a regular followed by a double overhand. And then I look at my piece. Here is my high right here with the highs on this side, and I want my long string coming out, so I take my long end of my string and I go through the first bead that I added, which is the first high, and then I slip the knot inside that bead and pull tight. Now we want to get to the bottom of this circle, so we're going to go through the 2 side beads and the bottom, or the first low that we added. So we'll go through 2 side beads, and go. I added a little too much nail polish. It's unfortunately coming off in the beads, but it's only for the video. I don't usually have nail polish on my string. Alright, now looking at our piece, how did Oh, I'm looking at it the wrong way. Okay, let's look at it the correct way. Now we have our highs and our lows. Now each circle has 5 beads, but we include part of the previous circle. So this next circle will only have 5. So we'll do 3 highs and only 2 lows. So for day 2, we have 30 as the high. So we need 3 for 30. And then we need 20 for low, so we need 2 of the white. So that gives us the highs and the lows for day 2. And then we go through that bottom bead where our string is exiting, and we want our string to exit on the same side. And there gives us day 2. Now we need to go through the 2 side beads again and to get to the bottom, so we want to go through the bottom. So we go through the first 3 beads we just added, the 2 side beads, and the bottom bead. And flip this over so we're on the right here. Now we're going to add 5 beads again because we have the bottom one of the previous row, which is part, so we'll add 3 highs and 2 lows. So we go to day 3 and it's all going to be the same color, so we'll just add 5, and that is 5 of the light blue. And we go through the bottom bead again. And as this is the last circle for the center row, we're going to go through the third, 1, 2, 3, third from the bottom bead where our string is coming out of. And now for our next day, let's see where we're over here. For the next day, this whole side is 1 day. So we'll add 4 highs and 3 lows. Almost, except for this first circle, almost each day you'll have 1 more high than low. So these here you add 3 and then 2, 3 and then 2, and on the side you add 4 and then 3. So we need 4 for the highs, and we are on day 4, so we need 50. So we need 4 greens. And then we want our string is coming out here, so we want to go in here and then come out so our string is coming out in the same place. And then we're going to go through the next 2 side beads to get ready to add our lows. And we have our 4 highs. Now we need 3 lows. And low for day 4 was 30, so we need light blue. And now we want to go through the top bead of our previous circle. And then we want to get over to the other side, so we're going to go through this 1 side bead here and then the center bead to cross over to the other side. And we want to go away from the end, so we want to go 1, 2 into the 3rd side bead right next to where our string is. And again, we're going to be adding 4 highs and then 3 lows. So for the high of day 5 is 40, So we need dark blue. Then our string is coming out here, so we'll go in here and then out, so our string is coming out exactly the same place. And then we'll go through the next 2 side beads. And we want the 3 lows for the 5th day, so that is 20. So we need 3 whites. And we want to go in, wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at it wrong. Got to get it lined up right. Okay, we want to go through the bottom of our previous circle. And now we want to come out the bottom bead of this doily. So we're going to go through the 2 side beads and then the 2 at the bottom to get so we're in the bottom of the doily. So our 2 side beads. And then we go for the bottom, 2 more beads. And now we have completed the first 5 days and the first doily of our scarf. To get to the next doily, we want to use our connection beads, but before we can use our connection beads, we need the next day's temperatures, because we have to use the first high as part of the connection. So the next day, the high is 40, so we first put on 2 of our connections, then we put on 1 of our high, which is 40, and then we put 2 more connections on. Then we go through that bottom bead again, making sure our string is coming out on the same side. Now we're connected. We need to go through the 2 connection beads and our new high bead. And now, as we have our first high bead already on, we only need 2 more, so that's 2 more 40s. And then we need our low, which is 20, and we'll need 3 of those because we're doing the first circle, and the first circle has an even number of both, 3 and 3. Then we go through our first bead again, so our string is coming out on the same side. And there we have our first circle. Now we want to be in the bottom, so we'll go through the 2 sides and the bottom bead. Now we want 3 highs and 2 lows for the next day. So that's the 7th. We need 30. So we need 3 highs. And 20. We need 2 lows. And then we go through that bottom bead that our string is coming out of, making sure the string's coming out the same direction. And we go through the 2 side beads and the bottom again. And again, we need 3 highs and 2 lows. Day 8, that'll be 40, so we need 3 dark blues. And 2 30s, which is light blue. And we go through the bottom bead that our string's coming out of. Now, as this is our last circle, or for this row here, we want to go through that third bead away from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, third bead next to where our string is coming out. And now we're going to add 4 highs and then 3 lows. So our 4 highs first. This is day 9, so it is 40, so we need 4 of those. And then we want to go into this bead here and then out where our string is. So in through bead below and then out, so our string is coming out the same direction. Then we go through the next 2 side beads. And we add our lows, which is 20. So we need 3 20s. And we go through the top bead of our previous circle. And we want to get to the other side, so we're going to go through this one side bead and then this center bead to cross over. Then we want to go away from the end of this current doily, so that's 1, 2, 3 side beads. So it's the third bead next to where your string's coming out. And we're now over here, we add 4 highs and then 3 lows. So for day 10, it's 20, so add 4 whites. And as you can see, as you get more used to the pattern, you won't really need to see the pattern in order to follow it. You just continue to bead in the same way and add the highs first, usually 1 more bead in the high, except for the first circle, then in the lows, and it'll follow through just nice and easy for you. So you go through the side beads to connect your 4, then you go through the next 2 side beads, and we need our low for the 10th, which is 10, so we want our hot pink. And we go through the bead of the previous circle, and then we want to be in the bottom because we have finished this doily, so we're going to go through the side beads and down to the bottom. And then from there you will connect your next doily following your temperatures, and you'll continue to follow. Like I said, you probably won't need the pattern for very long, but you'll just go back and forth. Your string will constantly be on the opposite side as you start. So one time you'll start this direction, next time you'll start this direction. You'll always add the highs first, then the lows. And when you just keep going down, until you get about halfway, which is usually around July 3rd or 4th, depending on if it's a leap year. And then I will be putting up a second video that will show you connecting the second half, coming back up and adding, so that you have 2 rows of small doilies connected together. So I hope to see you in that video. Happy beading!